You can take a guy like Canelo. This guy can do. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
You can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Listen,
Floyd Mayweather has stirred up the boxing world again by calling out Terence Crawford right after Canelo Alvarez's latest fight. Known for his extreme confidence and perfect record, Mayweather did not hold back, showing that he is ready to return to the ring for another big money matchup. Fans and experts are excited about the idea of Mayweather fighting Crawford, who is seen as one of the sport's strongest pound-for-pound fighters, adding fresh buzz and questions to boxing's always changing scene. The tension is real.
Let me ask you though, Canelo this week actually said something interesting. He goes that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like he is?
I think he's more all-rounded in some ways, but Mayweather was so good at certain things that made him impossible to beat. He really stuck to his niche of style, where Crawford kind of tries to fight the more honest, I guess, exciting, traditional way, being there, just moving out the way, landing the shot, where Mayweather would have you dancing around him and chasing him and falling short and falling in and countering the life out of you, and knew and understood 10-9 rounds better than anyone else. You only have to win 7, 10-9 rounds clear, and you've won the fight as long as you don't get put down. And obviously he never really got put down. I know there's a few question marks, but for all intents and
Terence "Bud" Crawford kept his unbeaten record by beating Canelo Alvarez by unanimous decision to become the undisputed super middleweight champion. The fight happened at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on September 13, 2025, and was one of the most awaited matchups of the year. Crawford went up 2 weight classes for this fight and stepped into the ring with huge confidence. Even though Canelo was naturally bigger and known for his strength, Crawford controlled the pace and used clean boxing footwork and combos to cancel out that edge.
First, second, third round, you feel what I'm saying? And when I seen how Canelo was respecting his jab and how Canelo was respecting his power from the very beginning, I knew how it was going to go. And I knew that Bud was only going to get stronger and get bolder and, start to wear him down, because Canelo is known to start to wear a little bit in the later round.
everyone said that Crawford was not going to exchange tonight, and he traded with Canelo up close.
Man, Bud is the best, man. Bud is the best. I've been on wax and saying that, Bud. I've been on wax and saying that for a couple of years now. I bet against Bud on Spence. I bet against Bud on Porter. I didn't think that Bud was the best. I got to give it to him. Bud the best, right? He's hands down. He's the best. He's the best right now. I don't think nobody need to question him no more. I mean, you kind of got to give him his respect no matter what. You got to give him respect. He just went up 2 weight classes, what people said he couldn't do. He's doing everything that people say he can't do, and he is doing it with ease.
Break,
You got to respect that.
break it down for me. How did he win that fight in the way he won it tonight?
He won the fight by paying Canelo's respect. I think he was already in Canelo's head a little bit. I think that even though Canelo knew he was smaller and everything else, these fighters are still humans and they hear what the people are saying. Canelo was, Crawford was undefeated. Look at what he did.
For this fight, Mayweather Jr. put his money on Terence Crawford because he believed in his talent and trusted him to beat Canelo Alvarez. Even though Crawford was seen as the underdog, Mayweather placed a $50,000 bet on him to win on the money line at plus 148 odds. When Crawford won by unanimous decision, Mayweather's bet paid off well, giving him $124,000. Mayweather's wager not only showed his faith in Crawford's skills, but also proved his deep knowledge of how boxing works.
Here's how, guys, Floyd Money Mayweather just shared on social media that he bet $50,000 on Crawford to win, and he won $75,000 back. So Crawford made Mayweather $74,000. Most people that I talked to were betting on Canelo. A few people bet on Crawford. How much money did you win on Crawford? $200 here, $200 there. But most people that I know bet on Canelo. And we're here from Canelo. We're going to hear from Crawford. And I'll keep you guys posted. But right now, Floyd Money Mayweather, bet on Crawford and make some money. What do you want to see Crawford do next? What do you want to see Canelo do next? Let me know. Definitely interesting developments here tonight. When I watched the fight live, I thought Canelo won. I think Canelo won. I have to watch it again, but with no audio because I know the broadcasters were all against Canelo. They were all against him all week from the rival. So I don't expect.
Mayweather has also made his position clear in the pound-for-pound debate, saying Terence Crawford is the best fighter in the world today. Right after Crawford's brilliant performance against Canelo Alvarez, Mayweather praised his skills, discipline, and ability to rule across several weight classes. For Mayweather, being pound for pound is not just about winning belts, but about always proving you are better than the top opponents. And he believes Crawford has done exactly that. By beating elite champions and staying undefeated, Crawford has locked in his spot as the man to beat in boxing today.
In your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as.
Crawford has also admired Mayweather's approach to boxing, not just his ring skills, but how he handled his career and legacy. Over time, this respect turned into a real bond between them. Crawford has often gotten small tips and advice from Mayweather, which he takes to heart. He does not just listen to the advice, he puts it to use. Their relationship shows a deeper connection built on drive, legacy, and a shared knowledge of what it takes to be truly great in the sport.
Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, was, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever, keep it real, boss, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll beat it.
Well, you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll beat it. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Plus, I have never been that kind of person ever. Recently, Canelo made an honest statement at a press conference saying, "I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather." This comment was especially surprising because Alvarez had lost his first career fight to Mayweather back in 2013 when he was just 23 years old and undefeated. Crawford's performance was truly brilliant, showing faster hand speed, footwork, and smart tactics to outbox Alvarez across 12 rounds. Even though he moved up 2 weight classes, Crawford effectively stopped Alvarez's power with a careful defensive plan and clean counterpunches.
Champ, first off, I want to thank you for the illustrious career that you have given us in the game. You've been a steadfast professional in the way that you conducted yourself, and I want to thank you on behalf of all of the boxing media.
Thank you, sir.
Number
it's my
2,
pleasure.
Champ, I wanted to ask you, this was a fight that we haven't seen from you before. We've never seen you have the sustained and prolonged frustration during the fight. Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night? And if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try, but you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go, and I try all the rounds. I never think about that because imagine. So I cannot think in that way, but I try my best tonight.
And lastly for me, Champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. After Canelo Alvarez said that Crawford is way better than Floyd, Jeff Mayweather, who is Floyd's uncle, responded with criticism. He suggested that Canelo's comment was a smart move to raise Crawford's reputation, which would then make Canelo's own loss look more acceptable. Jeff stressed that Canelo's defeat to Mayweather happened when Canelo was in his best years and rejected the idea that Mayweather was past his prime. He also disagreed with the comparison of defensive skills, saying that while Crawford is very talented, Mayweather's defensive ability is still better.
That time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other 2 judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So
What was Canelo? What, 20 something? 20 what? 23, 25?
Yeah, very, very young in the game, obviously.
Yeah, very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah, but
man, that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people, but he. But
how you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose?
20s.
I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
Trainer Greg Hackett has shared his view on the ongoing debate between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Terence Crawford, saying that Mayweather is still the better fighter. Even with Crawford's big win over Canelo Alvarez, Hackett argues that Mayweather's defensive skill and ring smarts make him different. He respects Crawford's talent but stresses that Mayweather's legacy, built on an undefeated record and control across several weight classes, puts him ahead of Crawford in the all-time rankings. Hackett's point of view shows the ongoing talk in the boxing world about who is the best of this time.
The Floyd Mayweather that Canelo Alvarez fought.
Yeah.
And the last version of Terence Crawford that we've seen in the ring.
Yeah.
Who's the better fighter, Jim?
Of course you got to give it to Floyd. Floyd at that time. Ben, what's up? Floyd at that time versus Canelo was in total confidence. His skill set, his IQ, you know what I'm saying? Everything he do, he was just a complete fighter that night. But I feel like was up against a lot because he was fighting a guy that we knew something about, but we ain't know too much about. People don't understand how much a fighter could be thrown off by what he don't know. And the reason it throws you off is because you're actually learning about.
Eddie Hearn has publicly rejected Canelo Alvarez's claim that Terence Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. He argued that Crawford's record does not compare to Mayweather's, pointing out that many of Crawford's opponents were past their best when he faced them. Hearn stressed that while Crawford has impressive wins like the recent one against Canelo, he does not have the range of elite victories over top-level opponents across weight classes that Mayweather built up over his whole career.
Do you agree with that?
No, I don't, but I think Crawford's a phenomenal fighter. The thing is with Crawford, and I was kind of goading him on this, and it's not his fault, his resume's not that impressive. Like I said to him, tell me your best win ever. This is what I said to him. And you know what he said? Ricky Burns. Right? Now, Ricky Burns is a great fighter. It's my guy. He's a 3-division world champion, but you can't say that he is, like one of the greats. He's one of the greats of Scottish boxing. But if you're talking about one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time, it's not Terence's fault that he hasn't been able to get those fights. But a lot of the guys that he's fought have been done. Even arguably Ricky Burns at the time. I know he went on to win other world championships, but he was kind of on the slide at that time. Kell Brook, Amir Khan, Gamboa, all of these guys. Who else did he beat? Ndongo, Errol Spence, another example. Terence is brilliant, but he's never actually really had many notable victories. This would be it. I mean, this would be an incredible achievement. But I just feel like at the age that they're at, like, what is going to happen in this fight? And I just see I don't think Terence, because he shouldn't, is going to take that many chances in the fight. He needs to use his movement, use his footwork, which Canelo doesn't like, and win rounds. And Canelo
does not really like to push for a knockout. When did you last see Canelo truly trying to end a fight early? Carmel Moughton recently said again that Floyd Mayweather will always be the greatest of all time. Even with the new excitement around Terence Crawford's dominance, Moughton made it clear that for him, Mayweather's perfect record, ring intelligence, defensive brilliance, and steady control across weight classes set a standard few can reach. While he praised Crawford's performances, especially his win over Canelo, Moughton stressed that greatness is not about just one fight or moment. It is about lasting a long time, staying flawless, and often making history by remaining undefeated at the top. Moughton believes that while Crawford is elite, Mayweather's legacy still belongs in a higher class.
There's two pound-for-pound greats of this era. Canelo, we see the resume. Crawford, 2-time undisputed, potentially this weekend becomes 3. I've said in a few interviews, is it skills pay the bills, or does a good big man beat a good little man? How do you see it?
I feel like the skills pay the bills, you know, and I feel like Crawford's not that much littler than Canelo. You know, we've seen in the face-off that they're around the same size. If not, Crawford like a little bigger. Yeah, for sure. So, you know, really just we're gonna see tomorrow, you know, how it plays out. Whoever the better man is that night, I feel like will win. You know, I feel like it's even playing fields, and you know, both guys coming ready. So we're just gonna have to see.
If Terence does win this, a lot of people are saying that puts him as the greatest of all time. Now, I know it's hard because obviously you've been with Floyd, and a lot of people are saying Floyd is great. But does that at least put him in that conversation with your Floyd Mayweathers, your Manny Pacquiao's, your Sugar Ray Leonards, all the greats of the past, and obviously Canelo obviously as well because he'll be there. Does that put him there?
Yeah, for sure. You know, of course, nobody will ever. I feel like Floyd will always be the greatest of all time.
Meanwhile, Crawford spoke about the constant comparisons to Floyd Mayweather Jr., saying that each fighter should be judged within their own time period. Crawford stated that he is the best of his era just as Mayweather was in his, and that directly comparing the two is not needed. This view shows Crawford's belief in his own success and his wish to build his own legacy separate from past legends. After Terence Crawford's historic win over Canelo Alvarez, his longtime trainer Brian "Bomac" McIntyre made it clear there would be no rush into another fight. Bomac stressed that Crawford has just scored one of the biggest wins of his career and deserves time to rest instead of going straight back to training. He explained that after such hard preparation and a tough 12 rounds recovery should come first. Rather than talking right away about future opponents, Bomac suggested Crawford take a well-earned vacation to refresh his body and mind. According to him, rest is very important at this stage, letting Crawford enjoy his achievement before thinking about what comes next in his legendary career.
To go on vacation, have some fun, sit time with his family, man, because we trained for like probably a half a year for that fight. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of time spent away from home, a lot of time spent away from the family. So I just want him to just go get back home.
Yeah. And what for you?
Yeah.
And for you? Hey, this is thing. Appreciate you.
What you saying about training a half a year?
We trained almost a half a year for that fight. So you know what I'm saying? So that's why.
You know, everybody, Bernie Thigh Boxer, a close friend of Terence Crawford, has fired off a strong criticism after the Canelo fight, insisting that they tried to rob us. He feels the scorecards did not truly show Crawford's control over the whole fight, arguing that many rounds were given unfairly or judged too close. According to him, Crawford ran the action, set the pace, showed better boxing basics, and clearly worked harder than Canelo. But the judges' scores did not reward those parts enough. Bernie believes that even with the unanimous decision win, the numbers on the cards were not fair. His reaction shows how bad judging keeps stirring strong feelings in boxing even when wins look clear.
Destroy every myth. Can he take a punch? Is he strong? Is this guy too strong? Man, he did everything. He did everything. Didn't he? Stood and fought with him. See how he
was in the pocket. Was in the pocket.
Turned him. Did everything. Talking about he too strong. Turned him a couple times. Pushed him.
Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather has a special view of this matchup since he faced and beat Canelo Alvarez back in 2013 when Canelo was still undefeated and moving up fast. That win remains one of the top moments of Mayweather's legendary career, showing his defensive skill and ring smarts. Now, years later, Mayweather is focusing on Terence Crawford, the man who just dominated Canelo. By calling out Crawford, Mayweather is not only bringing back excitement to the boxing world, but also reminding fans that he still believes he can stand in the ring with the very best.
Whether at what, dude, 23?
23.
That's so fucking young. And he was like, that was when he was
he was
prime,
in his
right?
prime, yeah.
Prime, and you were only 23.
20.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him because, you know, if you beat him, you want to be the best in the world at 23, so imagine that. But you know, he was the better man that night, a lot of experience. He's a great fighter. So
all right, everyone, stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.